Hartz reforms have...
It went too far the other way.
They went too far, and they engendered wage stagnation.
Gaspard Koenig.
Yeah. No, I'm always a bit puzzled when one says that we cannot reform France because of cultural reasons and we have to go slowly, etc. And I see so many countries, not only Germany, but there are other countries in the world and in Europe than Germany. Look at Georgia, look at Estonia, look at how the UK even reformed itself in the late 70s. I think all the countries have difficulties reforming, but once you have the good governance in place, it can be done very, very quickly and what we need is very, very harsh reforms. And the fact that the meeting was secret reflects the fact that our presidents, including François Hollande, but the previous ones were no better in that respect, tried to reform the country by stealth, without telling the people, without clearly expressing what their ideology and their political line is.
But that UK reform in the 1970s, it meant huge strikes, huge upheaval.
Yeah, but look at the UK now. I mean, and I think the UK was in a much worse situation in the 70s, including in terms of unions and resistance to reform. And the army was in the street to collect the garbage. The UK was under IMF program. And again, you know, he doesn't tell people what he wants to do. So one says, so maybe he's a social democrat. So 6 months ago, he wasn't a social democrat when he was asked the question. All of a sudden, he appeared as a social democrat. And then one says, maybe he's advised by a very good guy at the Élysée, like this Emmanuel Macron, and Macron is really a reformist. But why doesn't he tell the people, you cannot reform a country by stealth again?
Guillaume Sand. All right. We have somebody who agrees with Gaspard, by the way. The big problem with Hollande is that he talks about French reforms.
What's his name and his contact?
His name is Tom. He says the big problem with Hollande is that he talks about French reforms but does nothing. Maybe Peter Hartz will motivate him, he says.
Yeah, I mean, let me tell you a very short story about this government. Pierre Moscovici, the finance minister, commissioned a report on liberalizing the service sector and opening up a number of regulated professions to competition. And if you're talking about boosting growth, everybody knows it's a very useful tool to open a number of sectors, as they tried to do, or they didn't do, rather, with the taxis, as you can do with the auto école, as you can do with many professions that are too regulated, etc. This report has been finalized. And this is public, that this report has been, so it's been written by Inspection des Finances, right? So a very senior administrative body.
The controller's office. Yeah.
Yes. And this report is now in a safe in Bercy with only one USB key, which is in the safe. And they clearly recognize that they don't want to confront the opinion and the number of professions and corporations. And so they don't have the political courage, although competition used to be left-wing
that's
policy.
That's Guillaume's point, that
used to be a left-wing policy.
It's political dynamite in some cases.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to boost growth, you can speak about responsibility pact or whatever, or you can open up the safe in Bercy and look at what is in this report and try to open this country to competition and outside investments. The tools are here. The responses are usually well known in the French administration, and in fact, when you talk in dinners, in Parisian dinners, everybody knows what needs to be done in France. So I wonder, he has nothing to lose. This guy is 20% in the polls. So why doesn't he take that risk?
Why doesn't he take that risk? We're going to pick up on that point when we come back. Stay with us. You're watching the France 24 debate.